Hello YouTube, this is Leo Laser Prime Productions, and today I have another treat for you. I recently purchased this off eBay and is a character, once again, another character that I have been wanting to introduce into the series for the longest. And without further ado, let's bring this character in. Now, if you haven't already surmised who this character is by these three engines we have here, then without further ado, let's bring him in. And here we have Wooden Railway Boco, finally in the collection after all these years. After I reopened my eBay account and started, purchasing engines and stuff. This is actually one of the main characters I've been wanting to get. It's just he's been so expensive on eBay. I finally found one for a good price of $34, which is, anyway. Now, Boco has always been one of my favorite characters in the series because it's like he's always been, it's like that one character that you can relate to, a character that you just like, whenever you see him, whenever you see him, you already know it's going to be a good episode. Like, last time I think he was seen was in Double Teething Troubles. That's the last time I think he was seen. Then after that, he was never seen again. Ain't no telling why they did not bring him back into the series, but a lot of us fans hoped that when they brought back characters like Oliver, Donald and Douglas, Bill and Ben, Duck, basically all the characters that we haven't seen since the earlier seasons, you would think that Boco would have came back, but no. And I might get in trouble for saying this, but you know what, I'm going to say it anyway. Go ahead and bash me in the comments if you want to. I'm sorry, but I have to say this. I would have preferred him to be back instead of Daisy. I mean, I like Daisy, but Boco is, you can't go wrong with Boco. I'm just kidding. I would rather have both of them back. But I mean, characters but see, that's another video I might make later. I might make soon on the channel. Like, what characters that I wish they could have brought back in the CGI. Hint, 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 hint. Never mind. But yeah, so let's take a look at Boco. Now, before I get back into the review, I heard there were actually plans to include Boco in the CGI series, but the plans never went through. But, us near and dear fans of Thompson Friends are pretty much grateful for the fact that we had our time with Boco as it is. So, without further ado, let's just get down into the review. Now, if we look at Boco's wheels, we see that he is a... What year are you, Boco? He is a 2003, the year after I was born. And yes, here he is. So, one thing I can tell about this Boco is that it's an early model, but it's the one with the name on the bottom and the more pronounced wheels. Because see, if we look at Duck here, Duck has the early model wheels, so does Donald and Douglas, but they're all the way on the other side of the layout right now. But here's Boco right here. But basically, I like this model of Boco because the Metro Vicks, the Class 28s have always been my favorite type of engine because, well, one of my favorite type of diesels because just the way they looked was just always good looking to me. I don't know. It's like for some reason I had a very, 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 I'm trying to pick the right words because I always had a, kind of a draw to these engines, the diesels of Thomas and Friends, because there was something about them that just made them unique, something about like their designs, they were kind of just awesome in a way. And honestly, you really can't go wrong with some of the diesel designs, because I mean, come on now. But back to the review. But Boco has always just, I don't know, it's like his dynamic and his relationship with the other engines has just been very, how can I say? It was very nice, because I mean, when Boco was introduced in the canon timeline of the Railway series / TV series, the engines were very apprehensive, about diesel engines. Visiting diesels would visit during that time and would boast about how special they were, damaging the relationship between steam engines and diesels. So by the time engines like Boco arrived to the railway, the other engines were very distrusting over diesel engines. But that is why characters like Boco have always been a favorite of mine, because they really broke that stereotype of evil diesels. Like characters like Boco, Bear, Derek, and what is another, Mavis and Salty really broke the broke the stereotype of Diesel's being evil, and that's why Boco has always been one of my favorite characters, due to the fact that, you know, he's breaking stereotypes, you know, being basically wanting to be a really useful engine. You know, honestly, I actually see a lot of similarities between him and Henry, because they're both failed prototypes. But they were given second chances. Now, however, in real life, only one of Boco's bases are still here, while the rest of them have been scrapped due to it being a failure. But I like to think that, you know, that engine in real life is Boco because of how much it's persevered. And that is why I cannot wait to introduce him into the series. And overall, I love this model, and thank you guys for watching. I'm currently filming the new episode of NWR Stories. It's going to involve Stephanie, so make sure you guys stick around. Alright, peace out and have fun.